Hey everybody, it's Chris. I'm doing a little airbrushing on the layout today, so I thought I'd tag in a quick video. I'm working on the river, creek, waterfall, pond scene by the big trestle bridge. So what I've done so far is I have added the Woodland Scenics water paint to the bottom of, or to the plaster rather, and then I've added some darker colors to the middle of the pond area, so that's going to make it appear as though that area is darker, or deeper rather. And then right along the edges I am airbrushing some brown to kind of fade that depth out to more shallow water, and then eventually to the shore. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and then I'm going to just show you what I'm doing with the airbrush today. This is actually the first time I've ever used the airbrush. Watched a couple other videos online. It's actually really not that hard. So I just figured I'd make a quick video today to kind of show you what I'm doing, and then hopefully we'll see the finished product here in a couple weeks once I get the water effects in. All right, so I'm back at my workbench. I'm going to be mixing up some paint that I'm going to be using for the fading in along the water scenes on my layout today. So I've just got this bottle here from my airbrush kit, and what I'm using is just what I have with me. I've got these train color bottles here. So I've got the basic brown and some dirt as well. So I'm just going to put a couple drops of each of these inside this bottle here. And then we're going to add some thinner to it as well, so it'll last a little bit longer. So just a couple drops. And then these caps back on. And then I've got this airbrush thinner as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a couple drops of that into this bottle. Like I said, I'm not an expert. If it looks good on my layout, I'm happy. I don't need to do everything, by the book. I'm just going to give this bottle a shake, and then we'll go ahead and we'll attach this to the airbrush and kind of begin spraying. So what we have here is the creek scene over by the trestle bridge, and I've added plaster of Paris to the base of this, and then what I've done is I added this dark blue paint from Woodland Scenics, and then I just mixed some black Woodland Scenics paint with the blue, and then added that to the center of that creek. And then if we look down towards the pond, I did the same thing down here, and then further down to the bottom pond. And this is actually where I've begun to work on some airbrushing, just kind of fading some brown into that blue. And so when you put the water effects in, that'll kind of fill up, and that'll actually appear as though that water is getting shallower as it approaches the shore. Where we see this white plaster, this will get painted brown, and then we'll add some ground cover and some sand and things like that down to that area. What I want to do right now is just kind of show you how I'm using my airbrush. What I have is basically a simple airbrush kit with a small just compressor, no tank, and just this little airbrush. So what I'm going to do with the airbrush gun is you push down here, it allows the air to come out of the airbrush, and then when you pull back, that's when it starts to release the paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of push down, get the air going, and then we'll slowly pull back, and then the paint will start to come out, and then we can begin to work that in along that shore. We'll go darker brown, heavier up where, we're going to have ground cover. But where you get to that blue, that's where we're going to start to fade it in. Try to get rid of those hard edges, that hard blue edge there. there we go. All right, so I got a little heavy right in this area. So I just decided I'm just gonna make that more of a beach scene. So I could always go back over and just cover it up with some more blue. But I'm just gonna try to fix it with just the airbrush for now and see what I think. Since like I said, it can always just become a blank canvas again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get some more paint. Gonna pull this back a little bit. Just fade it a little. I'm starting to get some splatter because I'm at the end of the bottle. It's not terrible. I might go back over that with some blue later on, but overall, I'm pretty happy with what I got done here. So I kind of got rid of that hard blue edge, and I was able to fade that brown in. And what I'll do is I'll come back over this with some darker brown latex paint that I have to get rid of that white. Yeah, and then I think I'll give it a shot with the Woodland Scenic water effects here pretty soon. So I'm pretty happy with what I got done so far. So like I said, this is the first time I'm using the airbrush. As you can see, it wasn't perfect. But the one thing that I wanted to show you is that it's actually nothing to be afraid of. It's just paint. So if you mess something up here, you can easily just repaint it. Well, I can repaint it all white and go back over it again if I wanted to. I originally bought the airbrush for weathering cars. I haven't gotten into that yet, mostly because I'm still working on layout. But I think this is a great way to kind of get used to using the airbrush and understanding it a little bit more before I go ahead and start using and weathering cars, and that's when, if you mess something up, it could get even worse. So thanks for checking it out today. I'm gonna keep working and just kind of show you some more footage of what I'm doing. Feel free to post a comment.